Yeah, we're basically halfway through the season we just started Big Ten play. We're 1-1. We've got 11 very tough matches coming up in Big Ten league play. But first road trip this past weekend, got a tough win at Michigan, and Michigan State was just too good for us on Sunday. But it was a great match. They were very competitive, very, very tough. A great environment. I think we're going to be a lot better because of it. We played well. And then, but nothing is, we can't take anything for granted going forward. We've had a lot of success so far, but Northwestern's going to be very good. And as you said, it's very close in the rankings and probably another 50-50 matchup, and like our chances at home. So hopefully we get a good crowd and a lot of support, and a lot of the student athletes on campus that are friends with our guys come out and make some noise. So excited for the weekend.
Across sports, the Big Ten has its own brand. Like Big Ten basketball is this type of basketball. Big Ten football really. How does Big Ten tennis stack up across the country in terms of maybe play style, or is there no difference because tennis doesn't necessarily have different levels of that degree?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think we all pull from what makes all our campuses and sports really special. I think the Big Ten in general, tough league in all the sports. We got all the weather that we see here, so I think you got to be a little thick-skinned. But we play a lot of indoor tennis. The Big Ten's really good. We have the number one team in the country's Ohio State. Number 9 is Illinois. We've had a lot of success as a league. I think I counted today. I think we have 10 teams in the top 50 in the country right now. So it's a really, really deep league. But because I think most of the league is indoors, we pride ourselves in our doubles play, and we play aggressively. We try to get to the net. Indoor tennis leads to kind of quicker tennis. The ball stays down. You can hit bigger. You can kind of hit with pace. So that aggressiveness, that toughness, I think that's what a lot of our Big Ten teams play with. So it's blue collar states, and we gotta out tough a lot of these talented teams, and we don't get the sunshine that California, Texas, and Florida has, and all the in-state recruiting that they have, and so we got to do it a little bit as a team, and we got to do it the hard way. And with us specifically, we pride ourselves in doubles. And with the doubles point, we have a chance against anybody.
Can you maybe walk us through kind of the evolution of your lineup, or what that's been like since you got together to where you are now, and maybe what you're looking for in terms of how fluid things can be in terms of where you go 1 to 6 and then doubles?
Yeah, ironically, we've had our doubles lineup pretty much set. I think a lot of our success is frankly, we have all the same 9 players. No new freshmen, 100% retention. That's huge. We can really come in and just focus on just how do we continue to get better. So our doubles line has been pretty consistent, but we had to plug in. One of our best doubles players had a bit of an injury over last week, and so we had to plug in a player that's never played with Eddie Aubert. He played with Tomas Zlatohlavic, and he plugged in, and they played great. So I think because we practice so much, and the philosophy of our doubles, and the same group has been around our team, and all these same drills and our strategies, they know what to do with whoever they play with. So doubles, we feel super, super confident with whoever we want to pair up together. We're ready to do it. And singles, it's super close. We tend to lean on our older guys to play at the top of the lineup if we have to. Mike's been at the top for a couple of years, but Patrick and Eddie, they finished last year basically playing 2 and 3, and they're playing 2 and 3 again. And the rising tide lifted all the guys. So, but they're interchangeable, and you move guys around at the beginning of the year to see where they fit. But Ferdy Klosters has been the kind of a new face in terms of the lineup, and he's been playing great in the middle of the lineup at 3 and 4 singles. He's got 8 wins on the year. And then we have a little bit of a group that's contributed at 5 and 6 singles. And, we can rotate guys out and try to create the right matchups. We have a lefty down low in Oliver Olson that won a huge match at SMU. And then last week we flipped our 6 between from Matt Fullerton to Sachiv Kumar, and Sachiv got a big win for us at Michigan State. So a little bit is chess. You try to see what the other team might do and try to get a favorable matchup. But really, the guys have settled into where they belong on the team, and the top guys are doing their job, and then the bottom guys are holding it down. And the beauty of college tennis is a point everywhere. You can't say one player is more important than the other. We need a win at 6 like we need a win at 1. So we harp on it all the time. It takes everybody. It takes all 9 guys. It takes a team. And to talk about our culture, we don't have superstars, I would say. So we really have to win with our doubles and with our depth.
Coach, just looking at your roster, a lot of international flavor there, and that made me just wonder about just the process of recruiting guys, the challenges, and how much are you able to. I assume you get a chance to see these guys in person before they sign. What's the process like when you're building a roster and there is such an international flavor?
Yeah, college tennis has grown so much in the last 25 years since I played. Even when I was in school here, we had players from Bulgaria and Switzerland. So, tennis is such a global sport, and it's, I would say top 3, top 4 in a lot of countries in terms of popularity. So, and there's no other framework to be able to continue your education and still play at this level. So the international players love coming here. They take nothing for granted. They are so grateful for all the resources that we have here. And so are the Americans, frankly. But, the Americans, this is a goal since they're probably 10, 11 years old. And the internationals, maybe they learn about it in high school a little bit more. But global game, results are all, there's global ranking systems, rating systems, and then there's live streaming, so our recruits are watching our guys play here in town and while they're in Europe, and then we do go over there. We watch them in person. We do a home visit. They come visit campus. Sometimes it's a long process. Sometimes it's a word of mouth that, hey, my buddy now decided wants to go to college. He's really good. He's not really ready to play pro tennis. He graduated high school. He's a smart kid, so he wants to continue to do both. And okay, well, they hear from their best friends that it's an amazing place here. So it's all the same that I think you would do with Americans. It's just a little further away to do a home visit. That's really it.
You mentioned Eddie Aubert a few minutes ago. He won a bit of a marathon singles match with that 10-8 victory in the third set. What impressed you the most about him this weekend?
When Eddie you notice him immediately. If you walk into our building, right away you know who one of our vocal leaders are outwardly competitive person. Everyone has their own personality, but we want our guys to make this individual sport a team sport, and to do that you got to make eye contact. You got to be vocal. You got to emote all the positive that you see on the bench of the basketball court, and then the hockey bench. When goals are scored, everyone's standing up, and you have to create that in college tennis. And Eddie's bought in from day one with all that. So you can never count him out. He's as competitive as anybody. But he wears his heart on his sleeve, and sometimes that hurts him. But I'll take that every day. He really wants to win, but so do all our guys. But he's definitely special in the way that you feel like he looks like he's going to win every match he plays. And really, I think all our guys in their own way this season. If you look at the stats, no one's gone away, and Eddie's done a really nice job. And he battled back down a set, and in that match against Michigan State, we had several guys drop quick first sets, and Eddie, Zlot won the second set as well, and then Ferdy and Mike were at 4-all in the second set. So if we can get one or two of those sets, then that match flips for sure.
You talked a little bit about the competitiveness of the Big Ten and a lot of teams towards the top, but what kind of becomes the X factor in matches coming up this weekend against two really good teams, or what can kind of swing the tide in matches against good programs?
I've said it. It's maybe a broken record, but the doubles point is enormous. Playing at home, if you have the doubles point in hand at home, it feels like you're climbing a mountain. You know, when we lost the doubles point at Michigan State, we played great doubles. They were just better than us. But you know, then you're like, okay, how do we get four? It's hard to get four singles points. But it's not unheard of, obviously. But we're 10-2, and the two losses that we lost two doubles points, and we've won 10 doubles points. So it's not rocket science, but the doubles point is huge. But it obviously isn't everything because you have 6 more matches to play. But you want to ride that wave as long as you can. That's what Michigan State did. They won the doubles point. They won, I would say, 4 sets pretty quickly, and then you feel a little bit of that scoreboard pressure. But you know that it's a 30-minute sprint, the doubles point. So you really have to come out the gate fired up, hitting big, emotional, moving the legs, closing hard. It is a sprint, and if you hesitate just for a second, you might not get another look at it.
You made mention of bringing back the entire roster. It's very foreign for some of the other sports to have retention even close to, even a couple guys leave or a couple gals leave. Is that reality in tennis? Is it a little bit harder now to retain players, or has that kind of avoided what has been the new modern college sports climate?
I think every tennis team is feeling what every athletic team in college sports is feeling. I think I think we were fortunate. I think the age of our team, and I think the fact that they love it here. They love Madison, and I think they all felt like we could have done a little better last year and had something to prove. But they're getting amazing degrees here. They love the social aspect here. They love the hopefully they love the coaching that they're receiving. But I like to I know that it's not just about the coaches. It's about the environment they've created. We want to give them that opportunity, but the players have to run with that, and they all live together. They all hang out together. It's special. I understand that this might be the first and maybe last year, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, my love for this place is clear, and I have an amazing associate head coach who loves this place as well. And every day, it's an absolute pleasure to go to work, and these guys love coming to practice. So. But it's not rocket science. We're doing well because we have a lot of experience, and they all know each other. There's no new surprises from the coaches or the players, and so they knew what they had coming and what they have to do this year to be good.